Hey folks, Dr. Mike here for Renaissance Periodization. I'm coming at you super hard. Coming at you hard. That didn't roll off the tongue like I planned. With a video about 5 rules for fat loss cardio. Oh boy, here we go. Rule number 1 is to find your best SFR modalities. What does that mean? Science man, shut up and use American words. You want ways of doing cardio methods that burn plenty of calories, but don't beat you up a ton and make you super tired, make your muscles sore and fatigued and mess up your joints. Which means the elliptical or a longer distance swim or an incline walk, or even just like a fast-paced walk through the neighborhood or through a park may be better, more sustainable than something like a lot of step mill or a lot of plyometrics and aerobics classes where you're jumping around. For general fitness and health, that stuff is amazing. But fat loss cardio means you do it regularly for, 8 to 12 weeks on end. If you do enough step milling, your legs get so fatigued that your leg workouts start to decline in quality, that you might lose some leg muscle size or not gain as much. If you're jumping around, hop skipping with lots of aerobics, could beat up your joints, and you need to save your joints for the lifting because that's where they really come in. So try to get a cardio modality for you that burns plenty of calories, but doesn't beat the living crap out of you, that it's got to be sustainable. Now, number 2 rule is to take all of those cardio modalities, the ways of doing cardio, elliptical, incline walk, swim, etc., and do the ones most often that you enjoy the most. And I know it sounds kind of lame and weird, like, I just want to lose fat. Forget enjoyment. Well, hold on a second. If you enjoy cardio, it's less stress overall to your day, and stress is a huge fatigue booster and motivation killer. If you have cardio that you absolutely hate, it's just like planning to fail. After 7 weeks of fat loss, you're like, I quit. And everyone at work's like, oh no, why? Like, I just had done enough cardio to where I don't ever want to do cardio ever again. I've retired from cardio. But if you have a cardio modality, let's say playing basketball with your friends, or having friends at all, in my case, then if you like that, or let's say you put on a sweet podcast and go to the gym and just incline walk, if you like the cardio or at least hate it the least, you're more likely to receive less stress from it, you're more likely to be adherent and actually do it, and then it's all good things all the way down. Of course, you want to keep your SFR high still, so if you really love the stair mill, but it really messes up your legs and screws up your leg workouts, there's some yin and yang there, which goes to point number 3. In general, to the extent that you can, /like, use as many diverse modalities of cardios, even within a single week, not as you can, but as preferred to you. A lot of people think cardio is only going to the gym, ratcheting up the treadmill and incline walking for 45 minutes, looking at the wall in front of them and just suffering. What you could be doing is doing a little bit of swimming, getting on the bike, doing a bit of jogging. Unless you're a contest bodybuilder, it's okay to do some jogging for cardio. You're not going to lose your leg muscle completely off your body in most cases. You've got a ton of different options. You can join a rec league for basketball or something, and all of a sudden, tons of different types of cardio means that they're never really boring. They're always fun. Also, you can't really wear out a single part of your body. If your cardio always changes, you don't wear and tear that stuff. If you do only ever the elliptical, at some point your shoulder starts hurting, the elliptical hurts it, like you either stop doing cardio or you hurt your shoulder more. But if you have a swim programmed in there, maybe some bicycle work, then you can keep doing cardio and lay off the shoulder for a bit, and then voila, you're well off and well on your way. And before you smart Alex get in the comments and say your swim uses the shoulders, I'm talking about that shit where you get the floaty thing. Scott, video guy, you know what I'm talking about? The little floaty thing they use in swim where you just paddle with your legs, but the paddle board. It's exactly named what it is. Am I the stupidest person in the world? At least bottom 5. Next up, rule number 4. You have to understand the limits of cardio. In most cases, much more than 45 minutes to an hour of cardio, 6-ish days a week, is the most a living human being can do without starting to really cause a lot of muscle loss and or just starting to cause a lot of fatigue from the sheer boredom and having to drive to the gym and all this other crazy stuff. Cardio in a proper fat loss plan just gets you burning a little bit more calories than you on average would during maintenance. And then the diet reduction in food creates most of that deficit. What you don't want to do is eat the same amount of food as normal and really crank that cardio like crazy. The fatigue is just overwhelming. It's not sustainable. So make sure you don't do too much cardio. 45 minutes to an hour a day is mostly the top end on average for people. There's definitely exceptions to that. But then the deficit should come from you cranking your fats and carbs down a little bit. In most cases, that's the best approach for long-term fat loss. Lastly, if you do too much cardio, what ends up happening is your body can make some adjustments where it reduces your non-exercise expenditure, and non-exercise activity thermogenesis is the technical term. It means like your body's like, holy crap, I'm burning way too many calories. I'm not eating enough. Let's slow everything down. So like if you're sitting in a chair and the remote's over there, you normally just get up and get it yourself. But one of your kids runs over, you're like, hey, Billy Bob, that's your kid's name. Give me that remote, son. Why aren't you getting it? Your legs aren't broken. You're totally fine. It's because your body's kind of secretly whispering in your ear like, hey, stay still. You're starving to death and way moving too much. What ends up happening is during the average day, your expenditure in total, because tons of calories are burned, believe it or not, with just normal daily stuff. If you start doing less normal daily stuff, you can be doing lots of cardio, and 90% of that cardio just replaces the daily stuff you're not doing anymore. That's terrible. So rule number 5 is consider getting yourself a step tracker. This one was made by the People's Communist Chinese Republic of China or something, and it tracks my identity and location and is linked to my TikTok. Just kidding. It's like $20. You can have an iPhone watch, whatever that shit's called, Apple Watch. A ton of step trackers available, even the super cheap ones. This is like the cheapest one they have, and it works great. I just peg my steps, and you can too, and anything between 10,000 and 12,000 steps a day is a good place to start on a cardio plan. Just never let it go below that. You can go to the gym and do cardio, it records that, or you can just walk around the block, walk your dogs, walk over to your neighbor's house, spy on them like you always do, and it records everything as far as steps. So if you're every day getting at least 10,000 steps, that like mild burning of fat is always happening. And if you engineer your caloric deficit just underneath that, you just consistently burn fat. This means also that you get tons of stuff done. So for example, if you have a cardio session later and you have to go grocery shopping for your family, like, damn it, I have a lot of shit to do. This sucks. But if you have a step tracker, you just go grocery shopping, and 3,000 steps later, you're like, holy crap, I'm almost done with my cardio. Take a couple walks around the block and you're done. What a step tracker does is it kind of records all of your meaningful physical activity throughout the day, sums it up so that problem of your physical activity dropping to make up for cardio just can't happen anymore. As long as you hit your minimum, 10 to 12K, then you're good to go. Some people, 8K is enough. Other people like to do 14K plus. 10 to 12 is somewhere you can start and go from there. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and, smile extra at someone, especially when they don't expect it. Like when you get out, for your Uber ride later today, you don't pay the Uber driver. The app does that, right? So they're like, here you go. Here's your destination. You just go, hey, and they turn around and you go, just like that. See you guys next time.